Went into World War II when I was 17 in 1945 and went into pre-flight training out the F-80, the P-80, what we called it at that time, the Shooting Star. And that's what I got, we started training in gunnery back in 1953, or 52 I guess it was. And through that, and then from there I was in a T-33 where I went to instruction as a jet instrument instructor pilot. And then after I completed that one, then I was put on orders for overseas during the Korean War, and where we were. In fact, we were in constant combat. We lost quite a few airplanes that were flying over the border doing, I guess you want to call them spy missions, but aerial reconnaissance missions across the border. And my flight commander was shot down by a MiG-15, and so when that happened, then of course we were. Decided we better have some better airplanes than the 84, so we were the first wing in Europe to get the F-86s, and we got the F-86F model, which is an incredible airplane, and we were flying that, and that gave us pretty much superiority over the F-15, MiG-15, and gotten a couple of scrapes with MiG-15s at a time along the border there. We took that F-100C model to Vietnam. We were called active duty for the Berlin crisis, and we took our F-100C models over to Vietnam, and we spent a year in Vietnam and flew them over there and managed to establish all kinds of records against the Air Force. We beat them in everything over there. And he asked about if they had exciting experiences in this thing. Well, I had to eject from an F-100 one time. We were doing air-to-air gunnery over on the Wendover bombing range over just around Salt Lake, and we had just completed firing. Another F-100 would tow a dart, what we call a dart, behind the airplane. We would come over in a flight of 4, and we would attack and shoot at this dart. And we had colored. The armament people would paint the tips of our 20 millimeter bullets with paint, different colors paints, so that they would know who hit the target and who didn't. Give me the spread signal to move out, and so I moved out. When I did, the airplane went full rudder deflection. It had a yaw damper in there that controlled the rudder, and the F-100 was a real rudder airplane, and that just snapped the airplane. It snapped and departed, what they call a departure, and it was tumbling end over end and was very low, and I was being banged around the cockpit so violently that I could not get control of the airplane, and I didn't have time to do anything with it. And so I had to decide I better get out or I won't make it, and I didn't think I could anyway. So I reached out, jerked the handles up, pulled the handles, and blew myself out without straightening up, and that did a job on my neck. Of course, when I went out of there, I snapped it like a whip, and I went out, my helmet tore off, and I looked at the ground, and I was so close, I think the chute was going to open. It's automatic, it should have opened automatically. I didn't think it was going to do it, but I thought, so I grabbed the D-ring, I jerked the D-ring on the parachute, pulled it. I guess it did open automatically, probably. The airplane hit, the chute opened, and I hit. The same amount of time it took to say it. It didn't even swing. The chute opened, and I hit. And then I looked around, I heard a thunk, and a canopy and the seat both hit after I did. So I was very, very lucky, and it was pretty close. You asked about the MiG-17. This is my baby here, and I was very fortunate when I got out of the Air Force, where they forced me to retire when I got too old and too much rank, or too rank, I guess they might say. I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to keep flying. I tried to buy some of our airplanes, one of our airplanes, like World War II fighters, like the P-51 and things like that, but they were all way too expensive. And 16 years now, and I've got about 1,000 hours in the airplane, and I've been very fortunate, I've been able to use it for the air show business, of course, which I did, air shows all over the country, and then a lot of times I would donate flight to charities, and they would auction the flights off, and they would go for a lot of money, and then they would make a lot of money, and they'd pay for my gas to take the person flying. So it was a win-win-win situation. The charity got a lot of money, and somebody got the flight.
Westin.